94.3. Who to meet
Yeah, try to make the Sonia country for a tip Mokwa district, Mokai Railway na and Kokrokoo channel, railway tracks, railway sleepers, and Kokrokoo channel. Yenyan in TSA police fonsa can Kofobi na Listowell Abwaje da Costa Ewa Ahumano so or your correspondent or Listowell Mache. Listowell Mache. Na hifa na ojire hu dede sa no.
But what am I saying?
Metonka.
But that's it.
I didn't know.
You tell me, last week, and a day about my year, Dumedi Korea, so we people to Petimuka, railway and Adiano, and a month for 82 at the Ediduma or more vessel with you. Now, I'm an boy yet, and I Uwe Pimu to Punyanase, I know to Petimuka means me. I won't feel man more. A year Kruba quite feeling that Wahima or Nana Abana Amunima, I was also me and son. And I pay any hour also a crunum, and Nana Quentebisa was also at also me and son. Now Nana Quentebisa also me and saying, on one sounds we are quenting at the match for traditional cancer. No, if free 1992, ABC 2000. Now was also a year DC, and I this chief executive at the match for Timuka, Emensineno. And I pay Nabakoma Henry. I didn't do not, I didn't know able to Punyanase, a go mango, and a branch about Konos Zungu, able to Punyanase, or a friend Tasiru, and Obako Kahon. Almost Abomade Gomu, Aji, railway, and the educated frame. Now, the copy of my bias in the day, and said, to 14 the police commander, no, a idea and the educated frame, among four, a bomb of war, simple, would be a woman, and idea a quantine. The no and I know the DS teachers are there watching. When near the police commander, no, and then the Marantian Indian said, a month will be able to be able to Punyanasi, Krumu pay, we could dealing with a Krumu to Punyanasi, train station hope. And no and DSP and then the Maranti Bomodia, every PM or one. Or mobile semi, I understand Grabro, or number two, Hima Abana, Monime, what you doing to ma? Etia Kunyaso. I send a child out. I have put in a city shop. And one Emma instructions. Or the man, Marantiano, a Muncan intention to be a bin out of door.
Or Himano.
Or Himano. I had the end of the arena actually to Munkum William Kakra. Munyan in them. A brother commander, the PS one will be Nanahima, a denamui. And Nanahima said, you cannot dear. And was a moon cannot dear. When is a moon chasana dear? And Muna, Nahime, electric said, a no. Wahima when more to me and when any henny, the non went a bit to me and saying, and now one more Samarantiano, as a woman Emma woman in Google. Now when humanity them say, when any henny would they would able to finish one more. After so Abbey report on my principal was a man who to try and Adiano. Now, Father would win in a still a man who would Suka. Into an any henny, so I didn't say, a Maranti in Kubu. Now, a born a Cosra almost so atom. Into a bra with him a cancer and a commander. Exercise with Himano, any Marantiana Mukana Dina and would go Mugu came. Nebra commander Bahono, now what Hinan Casadwin, no, no, baby. And to commander Efreno, say Nana, Mabo Krumen as in Gino, Bomadia Nebra. And another do, and what is from one born, say, Yabeto. Now, what him answer said, winning you, and I'm watching a woman to come Google. Now, a born Cosra, actually, Moaton. And the commander, she was on so. And it's out at the car, him and for medical woman. Edwin who came one for more next to Praso, to Timuka, police commander, and a straight away, or go more best bar, I think for sure. When you can say, the police wants to show Mumu, or Musu, a emotion.
Or Henry or him and in the chat train that you know.
Stop a paper, not back on my hand, and his own with him.
Ah! It's in the course of Monte.
Wahimano, a man about the Marco Mada said, or what the air was from Momokra, actually, they would have Krumqua say, railway and idea to get you. Almost any woman into Omasha woman, and it is almost a dome wedding to Mukabia Kusina, a one Cosra or more atom.
Listen, also him and a friend saying.
A friend of Nana Abana Amwima, I was talking to Punyanase Bahima.
Chifunyanase Bahima.
But
And no hen say friend say
na nam kwante bisa a wono so etoso me a wono so etufu nyina se hene wono asan so ye tufu traditional council no kunti hene a 1992 bisi na 2000 no sa IDC e de matufu atimu kwa mention
ana zongo hen no so ye hwan
zongo hene no dia nsa kan ye tasiru
Listen
Sama
ujiri sa asem na aka chem na no kre
oh Sama pisa fam so pa aye dimi me pa platform we so endu butungu omanfo anyina politifo no sade MCA nyire ni dada no asem ba se ya wo mo besu police command ne sa wo mo ese se ro mo ntimi nkasa me record wo mo no ntine e yemfa police ni bia voice enka ho no enti no kre pa
na osom kre no hema na tie akonwam
wati na kunya so gane ntuma bu ne kon sade ahema afo no etisi wo mo ho na na all man instructions onu mo mu na tete all directed munka ha mun ko munum kakra munya ne ntente mo mo anu ha all man instructions directions na ni abia na commander de BP ni so a obusa na ono so de sa amane ne bo se wone ne hene na aka bom se o munka ma wo mo na etiri wo mo so akwa
why na mom to me so omonye sa
according to enhwemu ayaye no the man commander kura che wo mo no anse na wo fi etwa mu no me bo amane se omanfo ne se wo mo chibi no no mo free police fo ne se o mo achibi anaje bi mu etwa bu ha nko mo me ka police fo ne be ko no na sa ankofo no mu twa no ebi mu kuta the new document te se railway fo na amo mo sa atumi no enti aba sa police fo ne so kuta ankra sa ne sa dia entie no ense dan enkon kan sa but we no mu de ndie commander ko che wo mo no na krata bi enkuta wo mo a wo mo se na ohema ne se wone ne hene wo mo na amo mu tumi no nye se obi na amo mu tumi wone ne hene no na oba ahema nche se wo mo amo mu tumi se wo mo emranti ni ntama wo mo isa se wo mo boda wura emranti wo mu nya twa na wo mu twa
hey Ghana the police fund you mo ko hin
omo do mo ko pie mu wo afipusi
empacho di echire mai
Pastor Matema.
Why?
Mate.
Medasi. Listowell Abuajida Costa, your correspondent for Timokwa district. Momeka be na otwini ene nana akrofi korem oye nuama krom hene edi nkoma ne bo afu denden de o kire se amafo twitwa train. Enade na ya yese edi be train kwan no. Ibi twitwa e de yes scrap. Iti ya adwise be die kire ya ma ene sene ma motel Listowell Abuajida Costa ne nkomo no. Ohemi ani zongo hene. Police fonsa ka ma che se Prof.
Kwame.
Prof.
Na I saw ra hobisa.
Miriam ho che se emi nwanwa. Che se
Na Kwame say bia na me bisa. Ebisa, I'm for I'll say there's a scrap business be. Say ebi ani ye old ones no.
But say krata echre. Na we krata bi anaso.
Enti rails na e wo kwa train faso.
Yeah.
Obedu ho na train no bebo break na say.
Ebe di really nipa be
ye yusu. Ekwan ye enti se kwame enti se de wonam ha no wonam motorway so na bedu na enkrofo se omutu
galamse okwan
mu anase bi omu sidan ai amu okrata se mutumi sidan okwan mu kwame we ebi ne ye kama se we no de memo on the benefit of the doubt for now na mu se yam papa se
ne nti apeso mo benefit of the doubt se ohene ne ohema account atoso
na bi eyo no kra
na eyedian
eye me se ohene ne ohema entumi nkotwa train dadia ebia omunni krata bi se we ni krata di ho adanse se yama go ahead kotwa na se ohema ne ohene tumi esa pa kama we ye officializing of indiscipline
ohene kro no why DC wo ho for 8 years
eno meka no se nsa na te pa dia na che se we ye Professor Kwesi Ajima, I think so, philosophy. I say, if an official lawlessness, where lawlessness are, ya bono, ya say, ya shana butri, ya sisi, you know, ya jatum say, no, any could try train that dear Eddie Akoye day. Or him no, on the lay train tracks and now on the CC train no. And on him, no, or your coach or train so an ass or your day. And he said, dear. Send ye radio soon some kind of ya ebi na wunya ni nyina na sebi wa ko kan bibi ma agubi hu
ye be train police for
ntina make say what dey say fe na eba na say you know kura pa dia kwa me ndie na just indiscipline no ya bono we no ya bono atna se pa
Mami Sanko Kumasi na memra Samson Kwame Nyameche ewo ahoma no so ye nyane ntie se yi gas tanker bi gas elodu gas efri ha eko Burkina na edruba bi minim dini yese dua pompo se ye friend say yon ana amuni ato ho na be na wotwenie eda ho minim se ye twa magya tom amani passion se den yon but yesi yenko bisane bisibise mu yi anachi su Kumasi wa kejetia market yesi ye tum na wotwe kwam nyame chamache
ye ja chairman
boko de
o chairman nyame na do me we
na yeni kan we dua pompo anase yenko kejetia
okay mi dra kejetia se tia bare ano papa na me ko dua pompo
aha
entir mame fa no nsate
mitie
ano papa by inspector na me wo senior wa uhu ye na o to me nkra na me ko pie mo na dua pompo se o se kama e wo eye Jabe Municipal Assembly affect. Diampompon. A ben Buankra, Upri, a year Korongo air bar. Upri Hodoma, I just say, a year Buankra, Nina, everything. Let us say just one. Now, according to report, me and Opea, maybe go to Hodomano. Now, gas, can, and Katana, Nitino, or Martin in the head and your Machico. And gas, Nankatanga, tanker. Tanka no na da hono na sama me kwa me di stande o me di short video di stande o na o se gas ni unit da hono dia ehu if say e da kwem e ben da kwan no wa na e da enti omo eti ben hono me ko do na me buza say e di how many days e no se na wo se kana sama mo se ene na wo chupa pe ene akwasiera ene na wo chupa pe ene e beto hono na me share car no ni tiri ni oba me share entre bia na woro car time which was o ya na e ko Burkina Faso o ya na e ko Burkina Faso ana me buta abrante bia na ono no ye adwuma won che ono buta na se no ono ankasa no wo mo pa na sa ade we da wa ye ki nim se LPG na e bi wo mo emo hu ana mo so wo mo bo hu pa especially se edu awia ana mo na da awia de na be no mo se ano mo esu say ewiane boss ana bia tank ne betima pai ana say ja betima to nti ano de ana obusu ana me busa na say empanyimfo bi aba ho ana no so start here no ebra that on first the second or third day no azent this year can no for the for no pepe and a year off and a got time and a dane na thank God say eja anto no o se si akra no baby a position na that is here me be ko twitwa ho emponi ne kra no o tu say omo de ahoma bi aso be na just omo timi adane tank ne kakra na abeto ho no enti omo say nkofo omo ba ho no e no omo da chi ne head ne de coin e furu obi ama ho du en no anwumre ne ati say ye go say na aso omo de street ko da ba de no but no pay confirm say me flow say si amene wo ka say na e bi a street ko afa ko gina ho so we the video and the movement and me and pay by 620 na many UTV crew na nyina pa ko tru hono aye here no thank you that so eda hono se bibi be si dia minim obia so aniwa wo hwe and no so be warning aye triangle bi ade tu on ma wo kwa obe mo say adenda na thank no so extra akasie ni and you know chamai yam pompo dia no sa na tie
inna ye sure say tanker no gas ni biom
Sama, seni identity here. Gas ne ebe wom. Womuni, according to Omwa, Omo Ebe Honomo. Omo say Omo at the car for Ababe. She near woman echo. Nani into almost I can say. A big woman to say, a big nay empty tank in there. People, Sama, and ya be a car, no, a bit matching up as a honor. Don't you say a load, no, and the money, yes, and the load was a format, or discharge product next month. Sama can be pieces of Omo buy and go more action. Maybe a woman not done, especially a more agent to be because they empty tank there. Can move it when to walk a cast and never will see any, and then you are more canard. Sama, load.
Hey, and that's why I said a Dahosano.
And the baby down the panels of car pass of power, craft massive road, main road, and it's a BBA Cibia, a bay, and just a beer. One more and penny for the about any year Nimudia, and every woman to young Canadian with a beer, or man the study, but I know commander study about some of the baby. I don't know what I'm saying. One day are two extra part because Katan can move a hat. And to make quiet, no, being with some maybe, and I'm telling you, I'm going to buy almost 8 trees and head and I'm going to call. Oja Kano, as to product, carry the cover can offer so. And they threw on people in Sadan Subiasa. But according to Gaba, for years, I want to say, all fruit before now, I know say, Kano was year off, let us say, the time the fire said, dear you, and I didn't go she war. You know, if I care about a on 30%. Kumasa so babo so and the old do I jump on pokuna what for the there's another filling station from baby a product and then baby a filling station well maybe I some baby maybe 400 meters distance baby about 400 meters.
Well, yeah, the air in Yamiba. I come more something to me here.
And some your social media in social. No more, and to be by area, it's no decay, ya family.
Kumasa, how to say?
I want to meet you, Mr. Kajatia baby, I see, you know. I want to meet you, no bar, security, Wahano, I know the year, the entire idea, no, yet the normal security patrols, no more in the moon. And Shakura, if you are there, the next day, 30 minutes time, I hear the Vice President of the Republic. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, about the PMO Ewahame. And in advanced security team Nabaha, soldiers Waha, police Waha, and market is also no, and Yadia Omobi, Omo ME, and you know, a jadi for the market, you know, another traders, Ruben was a Binamonam, yeah, as a Omubu, if it's a Omunya, MBA, and maybe I'm example, but I want to put a task into your beer, Yadia over to me. I hear ultimate function or honor, and you know what I'm not summer and the board at the man a year Kajatia market, no, day craft a tuja. Say, Ushe a summer 2 or more a Ghana no. Umbe here Nakaka, normally I am ventilation. And you know, one more at the craft and abba. I know a few just say a free and net day for. I was so much for 1 week. Now watch back. Now watch back on the end yet, baby. A dynasty and a entire market. So that they all make me a year in every baby or a link baby I see. And just all years or Munya and Juma, I want that side. A bad thing said near my cables and the wires. I will make that a bad problem. And you know, can't I told ya, Samai, and me, members are Chakrabe. And let the free traders association, you know, by as I said, almost so American science are class and a free board in the buy no, or when the board in the garden.
Okay.
Board of water, or Monton to Mantu, or Monton Jindy. Now, Monton, I near my young, almost so fast, I remember. Every baby, a Ghana Canada, or more than 20 years, I was here to store in 1 week. It's almost so empty, it's almost a tutor. And you will be out of the Africa. But the enemy said, you want to say, you want a German, you want to say, and Brani, I did that one and take you for car. Which Marcus I want to ask you, Limbo, sir. Which man do I want the FBA channel here? Some I adding. And they tell me, Cafe, woman, and the other vice president. It is the front of one Abaha, YMBA channel, YMBA channel, and so do one Abahano. na me so sama anza me no be kasa ma tete bi won frema mu say vice president be through her na o share areas ni bia one share ya e bia number of days na you say 1 week you be the whole market no one share ya sakra ye bebe na me mpesa me tutu mirika aka number of days so mbete so say by half and now bia 1 day and 2 days no be no and you mean to me and said that and into no I know the also so pepe na
now something baby ejano etoye no baby ejano ehye no yes shops wo nya 54 no kre
almost but also almost saying
54
me patwai
but shops wo adwom ho nya bru 8000
yes 8000
inti inkofo no pa che say inka 54 no baby 54 no toye no baby ejano hye no oho na nke bia because ye mia nkombeti ase sa na mo pagre
na sama almost all board na you know on the market no even though 54 but and also doesn't even 54 hundreds of traders and affect also do shops so kwani akana ta be do anya shop o mata the tables bi dia dia do mai na sama me dra na unu ya kuma abedina me njenje ti aminim se o ba so na ta sa na bi
na bi so nya me reporter catch us yeah aduma onka onye me reporter no pay
me no ba ka da be zani nti ono
na oye de ho
and the time I answer no o share na baby I say you know and no that side and I link it to phase 2 phase 2 no mo ya phase 2 do ma page mo kusu awie na sa stress na e be for sa e de ko ayesu side and you know no argument that is cables and wires be free the other side, even though a hunting and a back baby, I echo phase 2 no what they are asking. And it's almost going to my a bad thing for me to make crazy cables and see another name.
I see. Now, ain't church says you say then you're train vice president and I hear they.
General Secretary so lawyer Justin Kodiaso Abahanum and the almost na vice vice president of we know so many can buy say no or no for the on the vice no more about the share no more share we are vice so that as to say about 1 week and as a better number of days no there this or no about and young one was days from everything. And the follow the America said, do na be na I market baby asking down on do na Mujijan, do na ba. So person be vice president delegation. Now so every almost so protest and I say Niama on board and you so no almost so but some also insurance also facility no more insurance. But comment man renew.
Why not renew?
The matter that the answer no sanka insurance be ejuma sanka omo pre kanya yo ka facility no cry sanka company na be bet I'm told to say second this year renew and 2023 omo to be renewed.
Wow.
Omo to be renewed. And na fire service also some answer insurance no be renew no unya fire certificate. Fire upon so say fire upon the other ground program Thursday no come time say more fire certificate because near maybe or high was someone to be answer on the amount and the winner no so insurance company be you are obey me amount obey to buy insure property and answer what the amount.
Yeah. Yeah, some Samson yan twa man penya be de chi no mra ne ha bebia nkomo ne boka akosi.
Sama ba so ma think me
wa me da CP
me no be ka bia no me mo aso ate plan na ya pon show
mate me da CP
me ba so
Samson Kwame Nyameche ene etene nka Free Kumasi
This FM 104.3 who to meet target.
Yeah, try you made in the same kind of Professor Joseph Osafo Hanope. Gifty Chumampo from Rashebejuni, Deputy Education Minister Hanope. And surprise, no for you also from the PPPs here. Surprise, because the producer said no pink and no for income. But when you're doing the common bed, in the meantime, IELTS from the British Council is recognized by over 11,000 organizations worldwide. What is IELTS? IELTS from the British Council is recognized by over 11,000 organizations worldwide. IELTS is the International English Language Testing System. It's an English proficiency test used to measure if you can speak, read, and write English well enough to study or work abroad, especially in an English-speaking country. The IELTS is accepted by immigration authorities in the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the US. If you're looking to migrate to these countries for study, work, or live abroad, speak to the British Council today. The British Council says they are offering IELTS. And if you go through the British Council, you get free road to IELTS preparation material and practice test worth $80. So go to the British Council today and register with them and ask them about the IELTS. It's simply the International English Language Testing System. Into bro for Candia with them. Saying Candia and Pachomen will be at time. Right, here to Ajimedian Subium 104.3. 10 o'clock is the time, maybe a little past 10, but my studio clock say 10 o'clock. Mommy, gift to my chair. Boko there.
I don't know who.
Yeah, Danyamiasi. Nana for you, Machi.
Mama, Machi.
Apum.
I'm the who producer, no. When you make a say with mental telepathy.
Hey, nah, mental telepathy, nothing then.
Because when you text message, another BB Adam.
But not mental telepathy, Juma. Prof. And Pacho, when I'm a psychologist.
I'm not without any clear evidence of a friend of that.
Nah, because if you are hearing voices, hey, Prof, if you are hearing voices, also in the casa telepathic mentality.
Yes.
Not just say, oh, he's hearing voices.
Come here, voices. Some could be your own voice. Your own voice.
But if you can hear Kojo Santi's voice in his head,
and you're spiritual.
Nah, and no, you're a mental alaquagis.
Or the night dream or the casa or send the word, you know.
Send message.
Or you through waves.
Waves.
Makokra BT me anope, Mami Manachi anope, Ura Emmanuel Entry, Ote Dome Pillar 2. A very good morning to you, Mr. Emmanuel Entry, who lives around Dome Pillar 2, my 73-year-old die-hard listener. Mr. Emmanuel Entry anope, Michia de Nene, Adasi se, Ode Wefidie, Atu Peace 104.3. And then also a very good morning to you, Auntie Vida of Ghana Christian High International School. Good morning, Auntie Vida. That is Vida Kwako of Ghana Christian High International School. Have a beautiful day. Thank you very much for leaving your dial on Peace 104.3. Prof.
Yes, sir.
Ano pempe se meka cocaine ho asem ni mebudo.
Cocaine no pan or the pound.
Because when you say common you started casual as a casual conversation. And ya benya ho fa so. Na na yenya educationist and deputy education minister no. I'm sure say it's right down her alley. Only so you teach any.
Papa.
And no classroom no koye politics.
But oguso odo.
Koye politics was samba back to education. Into channel hunia now, Prof, who is a canino? You know, the common about okay, be about drug peddlers using illegal drugs as herbal medicines. omo de inronro ne na ma obehe no mutonton ne maybe ewo ase ne ade na nsɛm no dɔɔso narcotics control commission for nkɔmmɔ bɛn mu ɔmo kora ɔmo hia ɔmo sɛ ɔmo hia me ne aba abɛyɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo bɛba mepɛ sɛ ɔmo
drug minister no
ɔmo panyin nankasa
there are also logistical and structural issues and no just say when you are buying intervention at such levels in fact you say me na me kasa na me share back on ha
ebia next Monday nyame adom
that would be fantastic
ebia next Monday but we be fierce and me person me share the issue of how we can reduce supply when him say sabe cocaine anya nkran it's big money
yes
and omo supply sanre and then nobody just a bibi wo nsam anya sabe ayeje ne tomatoes dwedie no mudi and it is big money and it is those who have the big money and they say but ye mabunu titru are the receiving end of this. So the issue about where do they get it from? But Prof, you should know
yo, and to come and as na menchia antifo nyina na kwame we di wadama me elder bi. So you pa
me danasi
Elder Akins owo asokwa Church of Pentecost. One elder bi fan elder ini. Say na almost say Monday class ni there. Na for it na ha there. Just na your uncle for etie pa.
Me
say na deputy minister so be kan you know ya boy en come cross na e ba on air.
Oh nice.
Enti mi chia elder Akins ne elder ini and Saturday on ba masore e be your wedding bi o. They are fantastic persons.
Elder Akins ne
and
Ening ye chairman of pay.
And I come as a cat say, me bad be and me my brother. On one and mammy car no parts, me the bahan, and my body in that. Missing two, Omido Enterprise.
Omido.
Would do a Bavana Junction home, call me a cry boho. And come say, a young man car. A card is it, or hell, because I say, oh, between one ameko. Was one and so. And to Omido Enterprise. I am my brother. Na me shiramo need my pa moye. Mr. Wilson edu and two. Come
Prof.
And no me hu say baby you free at the asifi no. I hear na yakoka say cocaine kwa ni nro. Ba meti the angela odifi asibai no. Nti bia yemfi asifi sa angle na yen work ourselves into the ACC organ ha no menso me nyine no na me te say cocaine cocaine nti bo hu say bia obi na the ni kan on say some of such persons may not be using it or no we're taking it as a trade
the business or
a business so be you party lie and I want almost so moderate users or use but don't use no entra said yeah say we use no and but say I because now most of the time now the entire you know smart students say people watch nipa no frivolity I mean obrana obu no said you see use sika adwuma oye nso bo say bia or that posh cars money ade na enkrofo de asusu mo ebi no tumi enya evidence me say oh asma si wo ko hokra oton wonga enu bia be ka kire say woton eye cartel wonga yes an de I mean just need eye cartel na say wo hwe drug industry no all over the world enye industry bia obetumi ye gun at once
continue ngonu sa
no if you say cartel no sabe paying for some other areas around the world. I've had a chance to read the drug cartel in Mexico, in Colombia, in South America. Come here,
I know counting maybe say who's behind it.
Politicians are involved. Sometimes community leaders are involved. Sometimes teachers say are involved. Sometimes and or a community leader be a mayor. It's something. In fact, some religious leaders are involved. Because a year baby a sika every bentino. Sa cartel no. So hope say who dismantle. So how can events Escobar?
Pablo Escobar.
Say easy cry. Very tough. Now na baby any ekusi and they say because cartel no ebe to me afa sumase ni sum edwadie sumase dwadie so the drugs here market no. Now you want to protect the public. And nipa no akoto. And na edie na man ekoto. What are the drivers? What are the motivations? What are the risk factors? Then a man across the 13 years because say me here cocaine, me here cannabis, me here painkiller and opiate. Biname dia home. Yana when you accord the public part and aspect because say me part of the cartel. Na me ton. Na me nyo bi anto. Say indirectly na e good no. And you know market na you don't want to work on those who are feeding on this from the market. And often a mranti ya school or yes and a few factors be a mranti no a call for it no will be very good for us to look at these because at the study yes here fighting I'm say na yeah the soldier for and the police for because here can say that approach is not bad but it's not sustainable. If you say how long are you going to have them there? You borrow more, you come but you're going back. But so many panankasa psycho-educationally, etias say, baby outeno. Insuya ono, mercury ekom, eduania udi, some metals, udia banchia, na banchine bought now kudia, also when you're tuber. But you're actually eating poison. Unya santia say no, he won't go back there, and you don't have to deploy soldiers and security apparatuses to control them. International say it's an approach no bad, but it's sustainable. Now, as I say, I need to come about sustainability. I just say two and a mobia. How long can this last? And yes, say two and a morning term. Say oh yeah, didn't hear boys mama. But in 5 years time, it be to me. And na Emma and the galam say aye kodeno. It's the same thing with the drug minis. Say bia en kanipa Mrs. Oye ya chakrano. Ye nako share kantabak nya Bruno Mikaipa. When the person is addicted, all those efforts are cost-90 work. You're not doing anything.
That is why I want to look at how Ebanesen and Ipanebe are addicted. Because with such a dangerous high addiction drug like cocaine, and to say Tramon, no wedding. Inti omo supply chain. It involves a lot of money. Yeah? You hear him say you were port authorities here, but still, so what is that link? Before that kid becomes addicted, a certain supply chain must have come through.
Exactly.
Who can be about say nipani biwa or no any business or a trader, and now say or a trafficker, into no on your user, but for every CD he makes, poor child be and no be who be aka. Ain't he sa then ifri? Is it that your systems have failed us, security wise, traditional wise, social networking, family values? Okay,
and before say do families, even individuals cry water tunnel. They're like factors being ma akrabe ko ankasa me koto in Ruboniano, then it be Piancrano. Yeah, had some of the structural issues that they were raising. And first and foremost, I mean, the fight against in Ruboni trade anywhere in the world, a systemic fight. Meaning, say, and you're back off on Konako. And for example, your Narcotics Control Board,
Narcotics Control Commission,
yes, or more commission, sorry, Control Commission.
How many CBA next week on Mepan?
Okay, now come here. If I say be obedient Ruboni, Ghana. Sabi in Rubon, in Fias Assassin Ghana. and if I be mukra ever be see airport be so point of entry and the one guard in various ports borders airport and land port have they received training? If they receive the training, who did it? For example, are they committed to what we are doing? It's like Ghana. Yeah, I say we have a policy file. Ghana runs quickly to go and ratify all kinds of conventions. And Ghana. Ghana is a member. But implementation has often been a problem. And the environment say you ratify, oh, you can you sign it, you can. Now, I can see a bit to an ambo, naka. And right from the airport, Nipa no or ye, if anything, port or money port on our year, custom, ye train no ethical behaviors. And yen people cross our borders. Why do we say our borders are very porous? One and yen robot ne money borders no nipa. And once a nipa, even what I say, mama yen robot ne artificial intelligence embremo robot won't mean bribing. We are in a day. Oh, mama. Na nipa there, you can compromise them. When your man is kaka cry, oh, wait here, oh, cause you, oh, no, I'm not and the first is our borders. Why not a trading? Na ehina efa, hefo na edgy. So what cheer ekofa hefa. And now cheer the processes of discarding it. Ehina eko. Oh, grandma, I'm not gonna say cooking be right coming out and on.
Make the so-called 77 parcels.
Mate.
Make
it's a two for you. Say fine. Yen yet. And there were certain systemic problems. Right from one money all kinds of ports. We in free home. Come and say I knew recruit. Ain't various barricades on the highways. When you say Ghana, Roseby or Honoma, they are special highways. A link Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire, to Benin, to Togo, to Nigeria. These are highways near my goods until Benya borders. Any police for agents, but the idea is that say if one leveler by the time we do second one, no na could be ache. But Ghana, enya wura every one end no. Oh, come you can sure say ebedu the destination. And again, one agent akwa so no. Or stop it car no and come up by and on the and win him this bribery and corruption thing. One amount obibribi. Police for a man sa rusi no training bay and wenya. Na ethical training bay. Say Yana me can't be kwame. This part of the world, we need a lot of ethical training. You can say ethical training, I just say idea a boy she nipa dwene say. Sadi oh yeah, in sunsuan so a kind of dorsal. I'm a nipa be a moral decision maker. Oh, who say me too an amoya. Ebi and then come, but a come back. I come in nana, I come a busuya, I come a crew. And I'm taking the right decision at this time. Yana start training, no. Sometimes we don't invest into it. But if I say police for me, I'm need buttons. I'm sure I'm tired crying fair. And yeah, government will invest. Men can say a yadepa say a say police for a patient idea. No, and then we say moto sahodwa or it's very good
for visibility.
It's very nice. But beyond that, the ability of the police to lead ethically and professionally is here investment. And by I say you train yourself, munti. Robonia every krumano esayema. We are police ni eye, owamba eye. Chances are that oba ebenumbi. Obaba ebenumbi, unuya ebenumbi, oyere ebenumbi, we benumbi nti. Ochi sa ankrofo no a, yen fe na oh mama yen fine, mama sort out. No, that is ethical and professional training. And also I will say it means investing into it, and we are not doing that. Generally, investment you don't see government commitment. Makase, our universities, Kwame.
Yeah.
And in Yuma, and how can we have a university and narcotics control commission na besi ne yeni any clear network, any collaboration between them and researchers in a nation. That cannot be allowed, and it's a shame. I can tell you this, it's not good because sir ankoma edi kwame ye won krofo a o ma kwadremu o madwuma no I don't believe that Yajuma as university educators is just to sit on the university. No, part of our job is research. Our influence policies. And the AG data, Yako Krum, Edema for the Incomo, your various means of data. We are stakeholders. The same Madame Mama, or if anything, deputy minister of education, or a policy stakeholder. Say any sense na kind of money in the schools. Say a man and number born in the Bromoa. One say the next time they are having a meeting, they can table this. Say, what do we do so that we can reduce the prevalence of these illicit drugs on our campuses? I'm a protector. If you say what you say a man kwa the grandchildren that is ethical leadership. You are thinking beyond the Amenyande, no. Until we need investment in training security apparatus, soldier for a police for all the other security apparatus. No one involved in this.
But Prof, Oka Brofubi, which I found very interesting, or say Nipana or say moral decision makers. Wow, bro, for moral decision makers. Eti adianema enoboniti true cocaine jumano. Yes, so attractive. Is it greed? Is it the lack of the moral decision making? It's as I said, it involves politicians, local leaders, now religious leaders and so on. Inti then amasa moral decision making, and now is it that our system is just broken? And now we're inherently a corrupt people. What is it?
And to come in as in free the general population.
Okay.
And in the general population, your researcher in nature say come a high level of unemployment. And the open to ho on your on challenging one will be invited to say and you are very good for home. No, we take steps. Near compromising. Now on no peddling drugs. It be a young no ordinary security, but a middleman between Nipanwa a cartel or no and the user. And to one say no only way a Jumayano. We are no free honoma. You say 1 year a ma a year school. In fact, and one of our study be a kind. No come by West Africa. The danger West Africa is going to be facing pretty soon. And they say most West African countries a training was school for part said ma access to free education. Now, but omuya kwame ni any jobs available. Now, I want the papers I can say one of the most dangerous things you can do to a nation is to train minds without having anything to engage their hands. And what training are general now so what do one say also is the most dangerous thing to do, to have educated minds who are unengaged. If you say every complexity be on benya normally a BT system a prank for a serious, and it's a problem with your boy mind say microphone school but come and say oh Nipanico school we are it's okay I buy enough money. I think so. But until set a Nipan bit me a transition, every training and to action set ordinance we haven't still finished the story. The problem still is looming very serious because anybody at one is a trained mind. And a trained mind to own how to beat the system. And I don't say one big thing say a lot of our students have completed school when we're here. And the binum are engaged in these criminal activities. Unfortunately, we are still in the general population adverse economic situations.
Sikasem.
Jumanio, when you hear no be so. That's about 4 years ago or 3 years ago. A binum we fool. Made me come to say Ghana, Kwame, on your brufua. ebi e banchifu ana beans me ama ibida but afi de ebi mbo pa em ye do we fuo mo ho obi a do we fuo a ye twa not transporting to Accra and beyond.
We need a prof for say some dream. Oh, the minimum shall I dream.
Minimum view.
I'm for the year no more.
Oh, minimum. Sound says,
yeah, the year industrial.
Sir, discussion that has been on having. Nini say, if you have a foolproof system,
okay,
then you can talk about doing this. You can cultivate it. You need it because after all, sir, nruina ediade. I mean, in the medical field is used.
Yeah.
And then Ruby I know prescribed drugs are here and over the counter. A lot of these elements be but if your system is not foolproof, now say you legalize it here. Hey, and you're coming and some miss you. And some miss we are no free honoma, peer influence, interpersonal conflict. In fact, your if you see break it down, they have a low self-esteem or school on yadi coming my main one parent on something a crabby or school now on yadi when it to say a cranny bar on yadi say the last night Madam Krabani can a crabby or homa or ye on pick up on them
or a slow learner
very slow and the bone mameno and our panel no dinner tem we or abon when the yet and now meet to music good and I was semi brain and a crano. They are easily swayed by their friends who will tell them, say, when we say, we said, a bit easily they'll pick it up.
Yeah.
And the young parents now, yani a man ya dear, na a general so a panadia, a yana any can say, once our home, now on yadia, sir. Now, Uncle Wabon Kakra. Wabon Kakra, so what the pressure to Banoso, and I'm in school fees, and I'm yes,
and I'm right, school, I'm defense.
I am in defense. Yeah, him Uncle Sawa. Like about Conway. Oh, and I come especially adolescent. If a yambra individual facts are adolescents, your manner were ye and bebuno or in schools, for which I think some madam or here, Ebeba. Come boys are more likely to use illicit drugs.
Yeah.
Because of that penchant for curiosity. So, oh yeah, a brand, especially in the adolescent stage. My kind of say the most turbulent. Hona Uduya, Unya all kinds of guy, baby, Satan's brother, Rock of Ages, in all of those things.
Joe Pelele.
No, Namho. And now, they are likely say, oh, let's try this. Ubenya more with them. We are free honoma. Boys are more low self-esteem. Maybe a school honor on yadi. Number 2. Bikro season, study a school no. We shall get beer. Come here, when did you know start bisa? I used to be actual love letter. Now, secondary school. Or let Abano, hey. Now, boy, be two and I will be actually be. Actually be now for oh, far away, I share. Obey a while, this girl, you can tell her you love. Say, really, no, Akofa. Because he wants to boost his ability for social skills and communication.
Yeah.
No, Ubi whom say, Nani Swasha. What
guy.
We say, Mikuchaka kra, Namako Yamase Wada. It's the same principle. Oh, no, Akofedron. We are no free honoma and cry or more poor parental engagement at home. Some time ago, I have no cancer, so I think I'm a cancer and be say. So we a parent. Now, in about a week or 2, or beruma, you are not a serious parent. And I meant that. Because in which I say, Kwame, say, who visited Oba in the room, they find it very rewarding.
But some also feel say you are invading their space.
No, it's all depending on the kind of relationship between one and another. So when you're a parent, what the barrier at all? For example, there are parents who are authoritarian. According to me, we run a demo. If the child makes a mistake, no uraho, maybe I'm more ponumua. It just say attempt the be obedient. All of these things now a process a chrono reaction to the engagement on Ubinya. And to say na there is some conflictual relationship between any akran. But children make a mistake. They learn by mistakes until you correct them. Go back, knock, no knock, come in. Do it 3 times, do it 4 times until the child picks up. So why yes na akrano barrier be abeton intem. Enti ono so nyini pa na person has certain autonomy. That's why they don't want you to enter their space. But so when you be a water inviting no, occasionally, hey, come over your birthday, on a down paso, abon mano, special treat be a be and maybe of school about what happened at school. Come and talk no down paso. I can't say your space is permeable. O man a quiet and man without space. Sounds no man quiet, now swabani space. And the sounds no come, I can't be empty, not junior child. Say, and I didn't go school, no, or be mammy, I did can use say meet me. Oh, no, don't use it. That's why the child tells you. But so, oh, did not tell on your dear, where's on can't that. And also come up poor parental engagement on your corner in Yankton.
But prof, yeah, poor parental engagement. And that's an also bono call our phobia so. But Obio team in Upsopese or the Wadrin Cheba. We're just talking about the drug menace and young people, teach you cocaine, the abuse of drugs near there. Number near 0244-844-488. 0244-844-488. You may share your thoughts. Prof, na San Kolaya o kase poor parental engagement ne kahun. Maybe the end say omunyane because there are large amounts of drugs that come in, cocaine, heroin, whatever. Your ports, your security for, but still at the end of 18 when your problem with fear crowd, unya a druboni knowing.
I mean, someone can say systemic failures in the binano.
Yeah,
and the Adnanya port,
yeah,
attract. Afakwa so I be recommended say one more I'm up the drugs now. They know Charlotte ni places and Kokrokoo. For example, one of the places you can sell drugs easily on the streets. Number 1. Number 2, some of these communities. Communities are disorganized. Ura slums. Sani bekano. Slums disorganized community. On shade hunu. On say we organized communities are. So o chesi akrofokra utmus wafa enti munshano ha. When you enter into a slum, I can tell you won't get it.
No, you get lost.
Hey, that come call because where to
so where to
because where to now. But I mean who say yes you won't get it. Nana madam be among your community psychologist intervention or na me share community no. Oh my goodness. You cannot. So anybody deep on no because a dino and well structured. And who so would I and on the street, slums, and if sometimes when I was in school, one of the areas I mean who say not drugs ate me wura schools, and you're coming through sporting activities. But the kai pass those days, the sporter, some athletes are looking for
extra power.
Obefa na odia kura I want to hope. And those days now you know here the check. Of course, if you go to the international level there or more gadgets are bit near at say wafa no bonny. But in those days, now when you extra energy or the year or the and when we account. In fact, in other cultures, and don't be fun of entheogens. Entheogens in Arabia, unbelievable say religious or far. A breaking the limit between the flesh and the spirit. Now, this happens in some part of Jamaica, Ethiopia, some part of India, Amofa in Arabia. A more munya certain numinous ability to enter the spiritual realm. Ghana hano yenten wenwe bebrisa. Ghana then more of adverse related, psychosocial related issues. And Islam's on the streets. In the various stadia, stadiums, I call bobo, non-confucia, and ensemble say a mano. Come look at the way our football at the say we're gonna. A lot of the areas now almost share. Sa, can I say matches?
Yeah.
Mabuchin kuna say and the abano. Mo says big screen. Oh, a kosopa. Almost to turn kama pa. Into the pano, the motor si ho. No, I pass it on. And that is how this gets to our schools. For example, of my coin of Befia, relating with people in the communities. Yeko excursions, yeko shebo, yeko yese. Those social gatherings, yeko beach, that's another sport. And then Independence Day, and yeko beach, yeko picnic, and say, Bamba say, Onko picnic, yeko ha, morning kon home. And if I were you, we'll be catching and say, oh, could you we? Not catch and say, these are areas and for this and Rubonino at the Mancrofor. Because we say somebody will be there. And some of them also, they look for Obi Hormos on Quantum Krumayam streets, swat, also idea boys here. Some of them are brandishing machete near idea and idea, no mujina quano, no the children say, come Yamishimisa. And now ye chill Ghana. Second power, Yasiano, and an autumn second on the street. Almost young Crawford, peddlers pa. Inya, and this oka sauce na a honomunya di friba. Now, then the question is, all of these spaces, no kwame, say a training security for beer. Omo dia and say, Omo peke, Omo muyusu, no pedla dia. Kwame, I can tell you, they can pick it. Kwame, are you aware that there is a lot of use of this psychoactive drugs at our prisons?
I see.
Oh yes, our prisons. One more. There's a study be my publishing say Ghana in our prisons. One more access. Now question is say why the more munya access? If you say many women say woko prisoner, Kwame, your freedom
is
to a
curtailed.
large degree is curtailed.
Yeah, Jew to family difference.
Enti why and the coho. Ebi mo hono ma emene duane. Won aduane ba no so omo no de kwa na ase hefo. Na number 2 eye won ahwe omo wardens na kasa. Nti why na di ndubo no eco prisons.
Apart from prisons, the Dr. Amwako or retired psychiatrist, Dr. Amwako said we should stop prosecuting addicts.
Exactly.
We should rather rehabilitate them.
Exactly.
How does that fit into Sadi?
Kwame say obi addict. They be say chira ne say edro no ebi ane me fa one room. I mean brother basic na obi antiase. One room no e ma minya level bi. Oni pedua no e be adjust physiologically. The next time feeling na minya no se ndrubo no. Onno ma e ma unya feeling bi. In fact, onru a say one no a e depress the brain. E ma brain no ho boson nipa no feel relaxed and say be or anxious or no madro no na why relax cool it down. Those are drugs that depress the brain. Yeah, no kwa e onru a eno no kenya brain no they stimulate it until no you why crack and so I shishi kakra me could dimase atam on sade any wo nrobi wo ha o fanso a ma hallucinate e ma hu what's visions? Oh, me who say bofo gina ha. Kwa me who say when you 4. Kwa me aso 8.
Afam.
Now the thing say ndro nyina say wono ndro no. First time na all fan. Nipadua no e bi ya say adjust na to it. But the second time, third time na fear o increase dose no. Because feeling na wunya no. Why increase ya wunya? And to increase ya na wunya sa feeling no. What is this if you are dependent or you are addicted? Or be addicted. Kwame, addiction is a disorder. The criminal system doesn't treat a mental disorder. It is a level one. As I say, mental health experts. Unfortunately, we hear your system no Ghana ha. You need any serious national rehabilitation center. In fact, there were only small sections of it in our psychiatric hospitals. And look, they are not very well resourced. And to say, and so the system will arrest you. We are addicted. And Kwame said, Nipa be addicted. Na onya drona, obenye fa no withdrawal syndrome. Nipa duano obe feel very uncomfortable. Enti ese se onya mwa. And say if obi a onya withdrawal symptoms say one now say oh and one say jai come who pray pa you are harming the brain. He needs proper treatment. I'm going to me jai. And to many doctor ni adwene pa. And I can say if you look at the criminal justice system ne wonga nansa review bia me protege bia no hwe the criminal justice system and ma yache omo because of drugs. Na eche omo wi a enye say boa omo enye say ye boa omo eno an say ache omo. Now how do you treat obia or a disorder in the prisons? You and I know say ye prison ha Kokrokoo no kwa me ho abochenku okwa ye omo mo ye sardines ye omo mo ye say just pack mo gusa entino you're wrong to be prosecuting and Kokrokoo omo ye addicted. And that means that we are not respecting the Mental Health Act. Say obi ebe addicted na system na channel. Come what you should do is to refer to the appropriate context for assessment. Oh, assess no. Now I addicted. They said yeah, me no come no idea about suicidality.
Yeah.
How do you criminalize obia depression into obeso kuno say yefane kutum? I mean, how does the criminal justice system handle such a person? It's completely wrong to use the law. Say watching. Which na embrano to mean chere say or addicted. That's why we are there as suspects. You bet to me amboa. Na your assessment actually say we know why addicted. And to obey here sometimes come they may need to be detoxified. Na your son your whole money pedue mu excess drugs na free ho. Na fe what nato psychotherapy so kakran sa na otumi defeat that craving to go for the drugs.
That craving to go for the drug, that is where my issue is. Where do they get the drug? Where do they get the drug? Where do they get the drug? Dr. Victoria Baini, or a clinical psychologist. Yes. Also, kids would allow you to enter their world when you give them access into your space.
Exactly.
My son was offered a drug on his first day in one of the most prestigious schools in Ghana. He was transferred from a school in the US. He discussed it with me after school due to the relationship I have with him. You guys are having a good discussion this morning. Thank you, Dr. Victoria Baini. Well, so it also boils down to relationship with your children.
How do you
KSK, our police live in the communities. They know the drug dealers. Kwame, come to Ashtown. Cocaine is sold like tomatoes. You see a guy sleeping and walking at the same time. It's far better to have trained idle minds than untrained idle minds who are very dangerous. Kwame Atta in Medina. We should engage our free SHS leavers apart from economic ventures. What they should do could include environmental sanitation activities, security of our environment, and going to agro business. Through this, they'll transform the country and come out with a new crop of Ghanaians. Nana Usu in Atonsu. Chairman General, those who sell in Kuredru and Akesha also sell these drugs. You can last week. They know the junkies or are able to identify them. We should monitor those people who sell in Kuredru and Akesha. I suggest the Ghana Immigration Service should establish a unit specifically for drugs, because more often they mostly come into contact with these drugs, but they impound them, hand them over, and the case becomes a bazaar. Boga Koto in Pokwase, now we have it in cookies, drinks, etc. You should see the person, you will see the person make fine, but no smell of alcohol. The security system has to up their game. Hamdallah from Takwa, some of these headmasters and teachers may also be culpable when it comes to drugs. I'm a teacher at a private school in Takwa. Last year, when we were about writing BEC, we caught 2 of our students smoking weed. The teacher who saw this almost lost his job. Investigations we did later indicated that the headmaster was also smoking some.
Headmaster no
enjoy or chibi. So it comes back to the leadership now.
Exactly.
Kwame, our church mates are always sipping energy drinks with several additives. Our second cycle schools are breeding grounds for future addicts. We need massive education nationwide. Addiction is a disorder. Prof, thank you for the wonderful education this morning. Addiction is indeed a disorder. Master Planner Junior Kentampo. Very good submissions from Prof. Ankuma Foster Fossey Ayirbi. Cocaine, popularly known in the bunker as Thai Rock Kiko, is causing havoc in homes. A friend has been addicted since 96, when he first entered Accra Poly those days. According to him, he was introduced by his lecturer, who unbeknownst to him was a cocaine peddler, serving junkies in and around Tudu. His lecturer made him believe that he would be the smartest and richest student should he be involved. Today, no matter, okay, and in no time he had become the main pusher, making a lot of money. At a point, he could not resist the temptation of testing the efficacy of the drug. That's how he became addicted. Later in life, a good Samaritan helped him get rehab. Kwame, after 6 months, he was back to normal, secured a decent, well-paying job as a building inspector. Sadly, all the money he made legally and dubiously within his 5 years as a building inspector went back into drugs. And only recidivism, no. Way back in 2008, this man could spend as much as 1,000 cedis on cocaine a day. Today, he's in his 50s. He can't even rent a single room for himself. Sir Obama in Pokwase. Surprisingly, some of these addicts turn out to be pastors. Kumali, at least if they are pastors, it is better. They have a story to share and they serve as role models. But Mama Nkobisa, a deputy minister, Otihedina, I say, Waba lecture and opinion on ATABD. Minya Baba Koya Ansa Safuri. And there I would love and best wishes to you, Ya Ansa Safuri. Happy birthday to you. Mami Gifty, any comments? Because most I said, "Me no prof classroom. Why Dean our head? I'll be him with you."
Me piano class. I think my catching is I'm sponsor the training of school psychologists. No. Me I'm sponsor in our schools.
Yes, mommy.
Issues about drugs.
Yeah.
Are so complex. Say a Ghana ha. So be was scarecrow and be side no yeska. And now Bob Bray and a unyesican so I just said you ye cosampany. And see security agencies now shall say drug peddler no idea across first point. Na why any ritual, the ritual you say we're paving the way with money. We'll do second point. There be a where she a security officer bid say get to man pofo. The Bible says, the Bible says, the Bible says.
Oh yes, oh yes. I like that the Bible says, the Bible says.
It's no umpne. If you don't take care, you are the odd one. Open see a sick boy. Next time no cry transfer what a drug see office be a table ni ho. Sika edi enimu kind as a people. So you're morally right. Now when sika uka choboy obi anje so. Na mom no you're morally right a wo sika no ka choboy na just je. That's what you've got into. And no ye hear say parents ebe sorry. If you say near all peddle drugs no e bi kura onye user no. On dey any sika ho adwuma no ye. Na ya wonye sika ni wi nso na mobro afo so say on papa na e boy ensema on. And so poverty na start we fie na you ba no call university na or start use drugs no or no na ma we fie ka eje nyina dum ye.
Yeah.
And unti no me dey make at the point of parenting. A lot of parents, they're just straightforward. And see, to me, my man a space. Because now we are with them, hono, now we are with that room, hono, near, and 2% a band about with them one. Or ban knock about 5 minutes and I was sorry, crab a beard. And it's a parents who will feel now local pondia. And the urbaners who will feel about local phone. And Tinan about do them, hono. Now I found any mudada. If you so do them, I also found when him. So I want to open as a parent. but say oba no kakra bo no ka yanso no wage so a say wo kɔ dem kra no wan no ka oba no ntumi nka nche wo say why me na wan bɔ na wurem only edge to say that if so nim say fie ho no obi a transparent globalization to say no our parents was much as say oyire ho ne say obi kra those beautiful piece I friend a cell phone cell phone nso nkwala ni musim papa fo ne ma me
by far
enti o hye dem no se me ban de on kasa o me ban de on pie o au pie kura nka am senka ye eno wo phone no so na niema o ye drug peddlers onu odi nko bi kura oba no kura ye agent a onu kosu o no turn drugs no
yeah
ba oba ne nkasa or yeah, very sober looking young man or young ladies. A man should be working home. Yani a dini ashwe me man kwa. And so me bani do on pet no wasem. Wa mwa obana mane hu. Any pa obana nkasa ye. Any expectations of him or her. And to obana wo ho name oni identity. And see a lot of youth today and young men and women are into serious identity crisis. As I saw what identity crisis in tea, or admire very wrong people she need not to admire. And to know what evil role model be because parents need to manage role model are money ban. Into the students be a guy be and what I know who say or a down one why encouraging a cry and a downfall into no why no role model. Then they are introduced into the various forms of drugs. Now, I mean, customer, I could profit cry, yes, I'm mistaken.
Yes,
so no cocaine, so you no more.
Yeah, they're true.
Aha. And to say, so for the teacher for no, sorry, I was a cocaine, yeah, no, na ya tria. Then you could track student and our banner who say, a big cable and say, no, what is it? No one idea, and if a woman monitor or banner say, it be a cold not 10 years, and they be an inside one and no and nah. And now the cacra and they borrow walk a cremua. Our heart and suffer in Cacra. Never who say, this is a danger sign.
Yeah.
And tell me, Prof. Kayano, everybody need to be educated. As a parent, you're interested, you're very interested where your mano. At the end of your bano ye. Once a while, do phone a mano. That was what you need to be so. Now, all parents do phone the password and that's